So you might remember when I told you to grease this here brake. Well, believe it or not, greasing your brakes is not such a good idea. So now you get to watch me as I take it apart and clean it with brake cleaner. So it can actually hook up on the barrel. Because as it is, it doesn't work. I'm just gonna pull the barrel out, wipe the excess grease off it. Mind you, I'm not gonna clean the barrel itself. I still think the barrel needs to have some grease on it, just not the brake. And I'm not gonna clean the whole brake, I'm just gonna clean this part where it interfaces with the barrel. And I'm also gonna wipe the grease off the casting here in that region, so I don't transfer a lot of grease that way when I'm putting it in. Otherwise than that, it was a brilliant idea. Any of you who was yelling at me, no, don't do it. Bingo, you were right. Luckily for me, I have this great brake cleaner that I got from my dealership for the car, and it's non-chlorinated and it's worth a treat. It's mostly acetone with some propellant. It cleans off the grease like nobody's business. And let's put this back in. Or not. I think I need to take this apart in order to put the barrel in, perhaps. Maybe just needs opening up a bit. Yeah, probably opening it up a bit will solve the problem. And then I'm just gonna put it in and retry with the barrel. There. Now it's in. And I have a lead screw in here, so the rest of the way in needs to be by lead screw. And let's see if it works now. Let's lock it up. No, I can still pull it in with pull it out with a lead screw. Can't actually pull it in. Oh, and there is one more thing I want to show you regarding this piece. If you look carefully at this interface here, and my barrel is locked, so I shouldn't be able to move this. If you take a closer look at this interface, now I'm trying to feed the quill or the barrel in, and this interface is completely closed. And if I go the other way and try to push the barrel out, you can probably see this interface is now opened about 1/2 millimeter. And this was stumping me for some time because I couldn't understand. I taken out the slack in this here reel with the nut. You saw me do it, but this still has a slack. And the trick is, we are putting the pressure here on the bearing that is inside the casting, but the bearing has only the flange on the inside of the casting. So when we try to push the barrel out, the flange contacts the inside of the casting and everything is fine. We have a functional bearing surface. However, when we are pulling the barrel in, our flange separates from the casting, and this whole bearing slides into the casing, and at some point this vernier wheel actually contacts the casing, and that becomes a bearing surface. So you really don't want to do that. You don't want to try to retract the barrel while it's locked, because you will chip away your paint, which I probably already did. So pushing is fine, pulling is not. But then again, you never need to pull with your tailstock anyway. It's only meant for pushing. And the last thing that needs doing is setting up the little handle here. And before I do that, I'm just gonna take a tissue with a little brake clean on it. I'm just gonna clean the wheel real quick so it's not all greasy. I'm gonna do the same to the rest of this tailstock because I really did a number on it with all the grease. And I know you'll say your lathe needs to be greasy, but it doesn't have to be that greasy, not all over the place. The handle just screws in, nothing special about it. It's just a number 10 wrench, and off you go. You don't need to tighten it very hard. And the last thing to go in is this little Amco emblem that just covers up everything. Mine has a little divot in it, which I tried to flatten as best as I could, but it didn't really want to come out all the way. I might get this remade at some point because I want to do some of the other nameplates, but right now this is not high on my list of priorities. This is a tool after all, and tools do get scuffed. That's what gives them character. I'm just peeved that the tool that I painted and spent a couple of weekends cleaning and painting doesn't look pristine, so ignore me. And this doesn't need to be on very tight. And that's the tailstock. So for this to be over, we still need to set tailstock in this direction with the two set screw, and this is what I'm gonna do next.